Welcome everybody to Urbana City Council regular session Tuesday, August 18th, 2015 to 7 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mr. Pena.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Fields.
Here.
Mr. Evans.
Here.
Mr. Paul.
Here.
Mrs. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Thackeray.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The first thing on our agenda this evening is a letter of recognition. Mayor, would you like to handle that?
Yes. Mr. Lehman, would you step up here, please? I am really proud to read this letter to the public. It's a mayoral letter of recognition noting extraordinary service to the city of Urbana for Elmo Lehman. Let it be known, the roots of the Urbana Shade Tree Commission date back to early 1980s, when key individuals, including Mr. Elmo Lehman, laid the groundwork emphasizing the importance of maintaining and improving the urban forest of the city through recommendations to the administration for planned tree pruning, removal, and planting of public right-of-ways. And let it be known that in December of 2002, the Urbana Shade Tree Commission was officially established by the passage of Ordinance 4159, which created Chapter 905, Trees, of the codified ordinance of the city of Urbana. And also let it be known that Elmo Lehman served as a pivotal member of this commission, providing valuable leadership, professional knowledge, and countless hours of selfless volunteer effort in creating tree inventories, planting and maintaining trees, spearheading the reforestation of Oakdale Cemetery, and helping to rid Melvin Miller Park of a myriad of invasive species while working to establish and maintain the Tree City USA status of our city since 2003. And let it be known, it is with great respect and appreciation that the city of Urbana pays tribute to this day, August 18, 2015, to the efforts put forth by Elmo Lehman. May he enjoy many years ahead, knowing he made such a difference in the beautification of our community. Thank you, Elmo.
Thank you.
I just wanted to personally thank Elmo for all of his years of tireless service. I can remember when we got started on the Tree Commission back in the early 2000s, I was a student at Ohio State. Came back and we worked on the ordinance, and he's just been a tireless champion all along, keeping us going and keeping me moving and getting things done. So I just think we're in such a better place than we were even 10 years ago thanks to Elmo's efforts. So just wanted to make sure that we properly acknowledge them tonight. So that's all I have to do.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I'll say something. Well, first of all, I'd like to say here, this is something that it has to be more than a one-man job. And certainly while I did a lot with this over the years, there have been a lot of people who have been involved with it. And one of them here is your city council president, who really has done a lot to make this thing happen. And it's taken a lot of years here with the budgeting and the other kind of issues we had, and he helped to write the charter to begin with. And so that was a good example of one. Another one, Earl Cottrell, had done many hours, so we've done a lot of trimming, done a lot of tree watering. And by the way, anybody looking for a job, there's a watering meeting done out there right now. And so it is something that we do need to appeal to the public more to get some help to do, because this is not something that one person can begin to do, and we need to get more done. There is no question. And the person who is taking over the area I was, Jim Lemon, has a background in entomology. He degree was in entomology. And on top of that, now he worked for many, many years for Ohio State University in the computer area. I don't know exactly his title, but he had a lot of people he was working with, programming and so forth. He's retired now, lives here in Urbana, and he can be a tremendous help to move this thing along. And it's happening now with the information that he's able to gather and put it in a form that can be understood. And I keep saying this, and we must continue to tell people this. It's all going to be available on the internet, so when they look, they can see it, and it's going to be something they can really use. And if it's information they need to have gathered, he knows how to gather it very rapidly, that kind of thing with Excel and so forth that a person can do. The thing we've got here, and I've been noticing it even more this year, maybe because of the fact that I'm leaving, but it's amazing how the new trees that we planted in the last 13, 14 years, whatever it is, how they're coming on. And the thing that we've been trying to do, first of all, is get rid of these old, dangerous trees and the ones that, of course, should not have been there in the first place, and keep those from being planted again in the areas, and encourage people not to plant them near the house or wherever they are. So that's a big thing. The other thing is, that's beauty, of course, and you hear this in Urbana. People come in, oh, your town is so pretty with the trees, with the old houses, and you hear the same thing at the cemetery. And this doesn't happen by itself, and gals. It does not happen by itself. So that's number one. But number two on that, the amount of benefit as far as oxygen, as far as temperature, and right now, all you got to do is go under a tree or go out away from it, and you know that's cooling the city. And so, again, that's something that as we pay more attention to canopy, that kind of thing, and I say we, it's you, of course, going to be doing. I'm going to be watching it because I'm going to watch it on the internet. I watch the news every morning. So anyway, those are the kind of things. And again, I do appreciate the support the council has given over the last many years here. Now, I know the difference because, as I say, we got shot down once on this. And I don't think that anybody in this room old enough or been there when we had the headline in the newspaper, council gives axe to the tree commission. So anyway, like I say, there's been a dramatic change, and I appreciate it, and I know there's many people in our band who appreciate it as well. Thank you very much.
Way back when, I found out there used to be a tree commission, and Elmo came to me and I asked him about it, and he said we ought to start it again, and we worked diligently for a long time to get it going, and I've known Elmo for many, 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 many years, and he's done a fine job, and I'd recommend people like that are hard to find. So thank you very much, Mr. Lehman. Okay, the next thing on our agenda this evening is approval of minutes from Urbana City Council regular session, August 4th, 2015. Council, need a motion if you'd like to approve those.
So moved. Second.
Are there any additions or corrections to that set of minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the Urbana City Council regular session minutes from August 4th, 2015, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously. Communications, Madam Clerk.
Letter from Urbana City Schools regarding new school project. See attached.
Council, you want them all at once, or you want to do them individually?
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve all of after they're read. And I'll second.
All those in favor of reading all the minutes at one time, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Clerk, you can read them all at once.
Board of Zoning Appeals minutes from April 13, 2015 and June 8, 2015. See attached. Shade Tree Commission minutes of May 14, 2015 and July 9, 2015. See attached.
Okay, Council, speak to these three sets of minutes. Need a motion, please.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we accept these three communications as presented.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments on any of these three sets of meetings? or minutes, I'm sorry. Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the letter from Urbana City Schools, the Board of Zoning Appeals minutes, and Shade Tree Commission minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All three accepted. We have a request from the administration for a very brief executive session to speak to, hang on, where is it? Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22, parentheses G, parentheses 2, to consider the purchase of property for public purchase or for the sale of property at competitive bidding if premature disclosure of information would give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage to a person whose personal private interest is advised to general public interest. So the administration would like to speak to you about something. So
I move that we go to executive session.
Second.
roll call on going to a brief executive session.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
No.
Mr. Paul?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. Thackeray?
Yes.
Mr. Pena?
Yes.
Okay, we will be going to executive session where the vote is 6-1. We will be back in approximately 10 minutes or less.